stock versus bond allocation.
Yep.
I mean, how do you think through that question? How do people decide? How should
Well,
they
I
decide?
mean, I'm 78 years old. My wife and I are 50% stocks, 50% bonds.
Okay.
We could afford to be all in equities. We could do that. And I could have afforded to continue to own my company and just retire. I could have done that. But it's just my belief personally that there's a time you pass the baton of risk to others. And while I'm willing to have a loss of as much as 20 to 25% of the value of our holdings, I'm not willing to have a loss of 60, 70, 80% of what we have. And the reality is many people like myself live in the back of our mind. There's this little thing about a catastrophic event. And people who don't have this in the back of their mind, Rob, they just don't get it. Because those of us who are stuck with that worry about the catastrophic, and I've had it all my life. I've had it all my life that everything's going to crash around me just around the corner. And so I've been way more conservative than I needed to be. So that's the hard part about being a good advisor. You have to figure out, how do people feel about loss? Now, they can claim they are willing to accept a lot of loss in a bull market, and you know this, then they cry their eyes out when a traditional bear market happens. How could it possibly be? And so it is a matter of accepting loss. And so in my buy and hold portfolio, I am totally accepting the idea that there's a possibility that I'll lose 25% of what's in that part of the portfolio. And then really, and this is the whole story. The other half of my portfolio, because half is buy and hold, the other half of my portfolio is managed with market timing. And instead of being 50-50 stocks and bonds, it's 70% equities, 30% fixed income, because market timing, because of the exit strategy, is much less risky. Having said that, that's what I do. Remember, I've got this catastrophic concern. I do not recommend people use market timing and try to do it on their own. That is the hardest, most difficult strategy that I know of, to be able to wake up every morning and take responsibility for the direction of the market. I don't. I have somebody else do it, because I would never be able to wake up every morning and face that, knowing that I've got this catastrophic concern in the back of my head.
Yeah. It's interesting that you bring that up, Paul. You and I have talked about that in the past. And I had Bill Bengen on the show, the father of the 4% rule. And he's a market, I wouldn't describe you as a market timer. Part of your portfolio is, I suppose. But from what I understood from my talk with him, he hires a company or uses some resource, and it's all market timing. And I think that surprised me. I think it surprised a lot of viewers, largely because all of his research is based on not timing the market.
Yeah.
Right. Market timing is just something that I've never felt I never felt I would be good at, and I've never had the confidence in anyone else, honestly, to do it.
Yeah. And Rob, to be fair, the reason I can really suggest not using market timing for people is that you can get about the same unit of return per unit of risk with buy and hold by having the right amount of fixed income in the portfolio. So there is no magic to this. This is all about controlling the exposure to loss.
Well, there's something else that I think is really important here. And this is not specific to your situation. Obviously, I don't know your financial situation. And I don't know Bill Bengen's. But you'll often hear about people that take a certain investment strategy. But what you don't hear is they've got so much money that it honestly doesn't matter. So like, I always cringe at the celebrity billionaires who pump crypto.
Oh, no,
Elon Musk could lose, and I don't even know if he's still in crypto now. He could lose all of his Bitcoin, all of his Dogecoin, and it wouldn't matter to him. I mean, he may not be happy about it. And there have been other celebrities that, talk about this, or they talk about options trading. But what you're never really going to know is, do they really have skin in the game, right?
Right.
And so I just caution people, at the end of the day, you got to figure out what you can live with and what you think is the best strategy.